Hi, everybody. It's Carrie. People have said I should talk a little bit longer about what I really have been through as a real estate agent for over 30 years, and maybe tell some cute stories. So I'm going to do that. Okay. Um, my first closing, believe it or not, was where the buyer and seller decided to go out to lunch because the package from the lender for the buyer was late, and it was going to be about 2 or 3 hours late. So we were set to schedule closing at 9:30 in the morning, and we all got to the closing table. And this was years ago when everything was in person, of course. And they said, well, we're just going to go out to lunch. And so I figured, okay, well, deep down inside, I was like, well, there can't be any harm in that, right? So what happened is that I went out to lunch too, and I sat and talked with my title people for a while and checked on the loan package, and it still hadn't come in yet. So I went to lunch, and we decided we would come back in 2 hours. And in 2 hours, it turns out that the loan package had been received by the title company, and they were processing it. And they usually take 20 minutes to do that. So what happened was the buyer and seller came back to the table drunk. They had decided that they would drink, have a drinking lunch. Nothing wrong with that, right? No question there's nothing wrong with that. But it was a drastic situation because when you do a real estate transaction, everybody has to be of sound mind and body. So you cannot come to the closing table drunk. You have to have all your faculties. It's just one of those things. So I sat down, and I actually had both sides of this, which means I had the buyer and seller, so it was even more responsibility on me. So I was watching the interaction with them, and we had the package, and it was incredibly obvious that they were wasted, okay? So I kind of looked at them, and I said to the title company, I think everybody has to agree here that this closing cannot take place right now. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And the bottom line was that you are all a little under the weather, okay? So I qualified with the fact that the lender would be okay if we delayed it for a day. They understood. Talk about situations out of your control. Everybody had to understand that this was just not going to happen that day. If I, as a real estate agent, would have allowed that to happen, and anything went wrong in the future or right after or ever, I could have been held liable. The title company could have been held liable. So they all thought it was a little different, but they were also pretty wasted. So they were like, okay, it's okay, let's come back. We came back 9:30 the next morning. Package was there, had to do some addendums, buyer and seller to sign to make sure that everything was okay and why it was delayed, etc. And so it happened. One of the cute stories, I have to tell you. And it did happen, and everybody was fine. And I think my broker at the time, because I was not a broker and just practicing under a broker, it just shows you what can happen in the world of real estate. So I thought that was a cute story, and hope you like it. Okay, it's true. And so I'll continue to do these types of videos to see if I can share some other things that might get a little bit of a giggle or a smile. Okay, thanks.